right, so this is the guide to PvP food. This is just a really generic guide. Not everyone's going to be using this. There are other options. These are just the, hey, I'm getting into it. I don't know what to grab. Here's what you might want to look at. Jumping into Magicka. First thing, Witch Mother's Potent Brew. This is a Witch's Festival recipe. The nice thing is it gives max Magicka, max health, and Magicka recovery. The ingredients are pretty cheap. You probably have a bunch of this stuff, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's easy to make. It's cheap. This is a bread and butter for Magicka when you're starting out. Then you can jump into, if you really want, the more expensive food. Now, the problem is this takes perfect row. Do have to finish the Clockwork City quests to get this. There's a couple of them that you have to do. But this will give max health, health recovery, max Magicka, and Magicka recovery. And it gives more. It's a little bit better, but, you know, it's very expensive because it does take perfect row. Other than that, the ingredients are pretty cheap. I'm not as much of a fan because of the cost, and especially with perfect row pricing going up. Looking at stamina, Dubious Camoran Throne. This is a really good one for starting out. It gives stamina recovery, max stamina, and max health. This is like the stamina version of Witch Mothers. It's great. It's cheap. Pretty much what you're gonna want when you start out. You can also go with Smoked Bear Haunch, max health, stamina recovery, and magic recovery. Pretty cheap, except for, again, perfect row. So if you're gonna want to put in the money, go ahead. I don't do this normally, and I'm fine. Then you can also go with a stat food. Now you can either use the crown, the ones that you get in the daily rewards. It's a great way to use them. That's going to be the max health, max Magicka, and max stamina. You can also make like longfin pastry with melon sauce. And alternatively, the better version of that would be the Bewitched Sugar Skulls. Now these again are fairly cheap. The only problem is it does take Columbine, so you do have to farm some of that, but hey, it's actually a lot cheaper than trying to do perfect row. The benefit is that also gives health recovery. Now in PvP that's half, but that's alright. Still a little bit is better than nothing. If you're a vampire, it's really great to be carrying a couple other things on you. The first would be Corrupting Bloody Mara. This is a fairly cheap one. The most expensive part is Dragon's Blood. Essentially, you can use this and jump straight to Vampiric Stage 4. I wouldn't use this as the actual food that I would be using. And then you can use a Purifying Bloody Mara, and this will decrease your stage by 1. And again, I would use this to basically control my stage so that I don't have to go and find someone to feed on or leave to feed on someone. I can just keep going and not worry about it. Now that's if you're playing Vampire. Again, these two recipes are Witch's Festival. The Bewitched Sugar Skulls is also Witch's Festival. Dubious Camoran Throne is the Jester's Festival. Witch Mothers is Witch's Festival. And the Smoked Bear Haunch is from Orsinium Quests. So the last recipe that you're going to want to consider is Colovian War Torts. Now, these are not a food that affect your stats, so they can be separate. You can actually have this active at the same time. Now, this one is very rare to find. You can only find the recipe in Cyrodiil. You'll find a glowing green book. They spawn on the enchanting nodes. Very rare. Most people have never even seen it, but it doesn't take very rare ingredients except for the Cyrodiil citrus, which, funny enough, you can actually get from doing the daily quests in town in Cyrodiil. So you go to the towns like Chennai Hall or any of the others, and like Vlastris, and you do the quest and you'll get Cyrodiil citrus. Very easy to get that, and what it does is it gives you 50% experience bonus to your alliance rank and alliance war skill. So you can actually start bumping up towards that Grand Overlord faster. So I wouldn't bother with the two after this. First off, the recipes are either, 500,000 gold as of right now, and 100,000 for the ingredient for the tier 2. And then the tier 3 is a rare drop from Battlegrounds, which I think I've heard of one person seeing, and that's through all my guilds. And that was actually in someone in one of my guilds heard of someone getting it. And then the material that you need is a rare provisioning drop that spawns on nodes. So, and I've never ever heard of it, and I've never seen it on Tamriel Trade Center, so it might as well not exist, essentially. So you're going to be stuck with the 50% bonus, but hey, that's enough, especially if you stack it with Midyear Mayhem. So again, these are the foods that I would recommend. These are just really quick and easy that you can grab. There's, the basic level. This is what I still use after years. You don't have to go up to that perfect row. and be using that. That's not really necessary. And then there are going to be some people that go, oh, well, I use lava foot, soup, and salt trays because I really don't need the health and I really want that extra stam recovery. And you know what? That's fine. That's absolutely a fine way to go. This is just to kind of get someone new started and going from there. And if you like this information, hit the follow and the like button. You can also follow me on Twitch, which will be down in the description. Thanks for watching.